Picture this. A container ship, loaded with Russian crude oil, pulls into a port on India's western coast. Nobody's hiding it. Nobody's whispering about it. It's just Tuesday. Meanwhile, 3,000 kilometers away, Indian and Chinese officials are sitting across the same negotiating table. The same two countries that had soldiers throwing punches at each other on a frozen Himalayan ridge not long ago. Wow. If you told someone this 10 years ago, they'd say you're writing fiction. But here's the thing. This isn't fiction. This is India, right now, doing something almost no country on earth has the nerve to do. Buying from Russia, talking to China, and still, showing up to dinner with America like nothing happened. Everyone keeps asking the same question. Is India abandoning the West? Confirm, that's the wrong question. Because what's actually happening here is way more interesting. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand India's next move before most world leaders do. Before we go further, if this is your first time here, you're about to fall into a bit of a rabbit hole. I dig into how countries actually think, not just what the headlines say. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe, tap that bell, because we're about to go somewhere most travel or news channels won't take you. Okay, let's get into it. To understand what India is doing right now, you have to understand something about the Indian mindset that most outsiders miss completely. India has never wanted to belong to anyone's team. Go back to the Cold War. America on one side, the Soviet Union on the other, and almost every country on earth felt pressured to pick a jersey. India said no. It helped build something called the non-aligned movement. Literally a club of countries that refused to be owned by either superpower. That instinct, it never left. It's baked into the DNA of how India makes decisions today. So when you see India buying discounted oil from Russia while still doing joint military drills with the United States, that's not confusion. That's not betrayal. That's the same old Indian playbook, just running on a much bigger stage. Here's what makes it wild in 2026 though. The stakes are higher than they've ever been. Russia needs buyers because of Western sanctions. China wants calmer borders so it can focus on its economy. America wants India as a counterweight in Asia. Everybody needs something from India right now. And when everybody needs you, you stop playing by anyone's rules but your own. But wanting independence and actually pulling it off without getting burned by one of these superpowers, that's an entirely different story. And that story is where things get personal. Let's talk about what this actually looks like on the ground, because numbers and treaties don't capture it. The texture does. Walk through an Indian city market today, and you'll see it in small, strange details. A shopkeeper checking oil prices on his phone, casually mentioning that fuel got a little cheaper this month, because his country is quietly one of the largest buyers of discounted Russian crude on the planet. He doesn't think about geopolitics. He thinks about his scooter's tank. That's the genius of it. The average person feels the benefit, not the tension. Now shift to the diplomatic side. Indian officials sitting down with Chinese counterparts, working through border patrol agreements in the high-altitude cold of Ladakh, a place where the air is so thin you can hear your own heartbeat, where soldiers from both countries once faced off with nothing but sticks and stones because a 1990s treaty banned guns at the border. That same freezing, tense ground is now where two of Asia's giants are trying, carefully, to de-escalate. And then there's Russia. Old friend, complicated friend. India has bought Russian defense equipment for decades. The S-400 missile system, sitting on Indian soil right now, is one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world. And it came from Moscow, not Washington. That single purchase alone frustrated American officials for years. But India didn't blink. Because for India, defense isn't about picking a side. It's about picking what works. If you're an international viewer watching this, here's the "you won't believe this" moment. India is doing business with all three global powers, the US, Russia, and China, at the same time, without formally allying with any of them. If you're Indian watching this, doesn't a small part of you feel proud? Your country isn't being told what to do. It's telling everyone else how this is going to work. It wasn't. Because here's what I found when I actually dug in. 6 is the trailer, not the movie. In one single decision, back in August 2024, the Indian government approved 12 of these industrial smart cities at once. 12. Spread across 10 states, strung along the country's biggest highway corridors, backed by tens of thousands of crores and a promise of millions of jobs. The minister in charge called it, and I love this phrase, a necklace of industrial cities across India. Each city a bead on the thread. And now the detail that honestly changed how I see all of it. These cities are being built ahead of demand. Read that again slowly. They are laying the 8-lane roads, the power substations, the water lines, for people who don't live there yet, for factories nobody has built, for companies that haven't arrived. It's a bet. A huge, concrete, slightly mad bet that if India builds the future first, the future will turn up to use it. Visionary or reckless? I keep going back and forth. I think it's a bit of both, and that's exactly what makes it impossible to look away from. Here's what stays with me though. For a long, long time, the story told about India was a story of catching up. Always one step behind the polished skylines, the clean metros, the cities that just worked. And if you're part of the diaspora, you know that quiet, complicated feeling. Pride, tangled up with a little bit of, yeah, but. This is something different. This isn't catching up. This is India deciding, on its own terms, what a world-class city should look like. On its own land, with farmers as partners, chip factories rising on salt flats, and government halls floating on a holy river. Will all 6 work? Almost certainly not. Some will boom. Some will stall, and sit half-empty for years. Cities are messy, and a plan on paper doesn't always become a street you can walk down. But even the attempt rewrites the picture in your head. So the next time someone pulls up Dubai or Singapore and asks, "Why can't India do that?" you can say it quietly and mean it. It already is. 6 times over, all at once. Now I actually want to hear from you. Of these 6, which one would you choose to live in? The chip city on the salt flats? The Foster-designed capital floating on the river? The skyline city next to Delhi? Drop the name in the comments, and tell me where in the world you're watching from, because I read every single one. And if this shifted your picture of India even a little, you're going to want the next one, where I take you inside the high-speed rail and the new airports being built to stitch all of these cities together. That story is even wilder than this one. See you there.